Hello, beautifuls. Happy December. Hello, hello, hello. It's so lovely to be here. Thank you for your patience. I am outside today, which is really beautiful. So if you do hear any sounds of cars or dogs or anything, just know that's why. We'll see how my microphone does, but just let me know that you can hear me okay if you are here live. But yeah, welcome to our December 2023 energy reading update guidance, all the messages that are coming through for this month of December, the final month of 2023, which is exciting. And if you are a December baby, let us know either in the chat or in the comments down below so that we can celebrate you and just send you so much love. But yes, I'm excited to dive in today. I have only a couple updates that I want to share with y'all. So, this is going to be our final live where I offer live personal readings after the collective reading for the month. And the reason for this is just because I feel called to offer a bit more in depth readings to members of the channel. So, if you actually become a member of the channel for this next year, I'm sorry, I have like stuff on my nose, for this next year, then you'll be able to receive more of that. And I've also been in kind of like a reform, kind of rebirth of the way that I offer and my services and things like that. There is a lot brewing and a lot that I'm learning and a lot that I'm integrating within my own life that I'm excited to just kind of spill out and share in this next year. So exciting to see something a bit more long term with that, which I'm really hoping for. But yeah, there's been so many beautiful changes, and I just am sending you all so much gratitude. Just thank you, thank you, thank you for being on this journey with me, for, flowing with the waves with me and with yourself and your own journey and supporting me as well and allowing this to be what I do. So just thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here. It's been such a beautiful journey. And in our soul circle right after this, I'm going to put in the link to join the channel. If you haven't joined already, the lowest tier is $5.99 a month. You become a sunbeam and you get to be a part of our soul circles right after these. So we'll still be continuing the soul circles and everything as well. Another update that I have is that if you haven't seen already on my channel, I posted a video about the children's book that I wrote called The Elements of Mindfulness. And this is in partnership with BIPOC Support Foundation. This is a foundation that my mom actually co-founded. And I'm really excited to bring this reconnection to earth and to ourselves and to mindfulness to schools. So we have a Kickstarter campaign that actually ends in less than 10 days now. It ends on December 10th, so next Sunday, a week from now. So if you'd like to support and also order a book, an exclusive book, then yay, I will put that in the chat as well. But yeah, we're looking to really utilize this to not only fund the printing of the book, but also be able to offer it to schools and children and families and things like that, which is the work that I've been doing outside of the book, is teaching in that way. But yeah, so those are the only couple updates that I have. If you are not on my email list and you'd like to stay updated on everything that I offer and the spaces that intuitively come up to be brought into this world, then definitely go in the description box below and join the newsletter, as I will be there more consistently than anywhere else. But yes, alrighties. So hello, Peter. Hello, Raymond. Aria, I subscribed to your soul resonance calls but fell away from it. So much happening, but I'm here today. Amazing. Awesome. Yeah. Don't even worry about it. I'm really excited about these soul resonance calls. anyone does not know what this is, it's the Soul Resonance Support Group. This is a light language support group, and this time I felt called to offer 10 transmissions with a dear star sister of mine, Esther Joy. So that's what we've been doing. What's really great about it is that everything's recorded and you can watch them and rewatch them and still be able to interact without having to be there live. So just know that light language is timeless. It's a profound tool that we can utilize, and I'm really happy to be kind of diving deeper into the beautiful art of it and the healing that occurs within it. So yeah, don't even worry. I'm happy that you're here, and we'll definitely be opening more spaces. Esther and I will be opening more of these soul resonance spaces in the next year, which will come when it comes. But without further ado, let's drop into the December 2023 energy reading, guidance, messages, all of the things. Remembering that this is a general reading. This is channeled for the collective. I have it written down, and I'm also just going to allow what comes through and reflect with y'all in the chat. If you are here and anything kind of comes up, or if you want to reflect on anything, share anything, please do in the chat. I love going and referring to that space. But yeah, let's take a moment before we open ourselves to receive whatever we're meant to receive here at this time. Just taking a few deep breaths, noticing, could I use a sip of water? Could I use a little stretch, a little opening? Just offering some love. I wonder if y'all can hear the birds. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose and out the mouth. Loosening the jaw, inhaling and exhaling with sound. Once more, breathe it in and let it out. Wonderful. So it was definitely a journey to bring through what was coming through. And I say this because there was a lot of just words coming up, and usually I'm able to, pair them with like a visual or a phrase or something, but this time there was a lot of words, which was really showing me the sense of chaos that we may be experiencing. And something that was really interesting that came up actually on one of the soul resonance calls that I'd love to share with y'all is that while we were doing the transmission, there were 2 chords that were being pulled. And these are 2 areas that are very sympathetic in many different medicine practices and traditions. And this is going to be the third eye center and the sacral, the womb space. So there was a cord within this space that was being cleared and pulled and cleansed, and the same with the back of the head, which is very, I feel, oftentimes related to memory and our perception. And this was a huge, massive message that was coming through in many different ways, which I'm going to describe and go through, but really seeing a shift in perspective, allowing ourselves to unplug so that we can expand, to tune into something new, to start taking risks or, getting out of our comfort zone in some areas of knowledge, of perception, allowing ourselves to walk in different shoes. We have so many different mediums in which we can do that, through books, through stories, through social media, through movies, through so many different things. So we can start to look at this in our own research and education as we open ourselves up to further anchor in a vision of the world that we want to see. And this chaos that is among us, I wrote 2 things down: that there is chaos, but also deep stability in a sense of magic, which is interesting that that came up. And also, there's creation in chaos. And this immediately made me think of volcanoes, the way that they erupt. It can seem very chaotic. It's very beautiful and it's also destructive, right? It's also very destructive. But after this destruction, after this cleansing, this purifying that is occurring from deep within the heart of the earth, is new life. A vitality returns, right? So this is that newness, that shift in perspective to start to see it not only as chaos, but as a beauty in transformation, as a sense of magic, as a sense of creation within this process. So we can start looking at different, things that are going on in the world and different things that may be occurring within ourselves and start to see that this may only apply within our own perception in certain areas, right? But this should be a point of inspiration, should be a point of action, a point of going deeper into learning, into researching, into stepping into something, new perhaps for you. So this is that opening that I really see occurring here. And this is what's going to allow a restoration even more in balance. So, this balance that was coming up was also deeply related to the feminine, deeply related to the earth, and the actual grid of the earth. So, there are beings on this earth that are doing the work to continue to balance and actually being fully and completely devoted to the balance of the earth, the balance of the energies, because we are in a place now that we are over consuming, right? We are continuing to take and not necessarily allowing ourselves to nourish a connection and a relationship with our mother, with our father, with our planet, right? And it's even tough to say our planet because at the end of the day, looking at how we have been treating this kin, this being, this spirit, this energy that is within us is so reflective of yes, deep pain and numbness and disconnection. And when we wonder why that's occurring within our lives, when we start to attach it to all the distractions and the ways that we are living now, our lifestyles now. I sent a love letter. I don't know if any of y'all here have read it, but I sent one, and it was also talking about this channeled message of seeing that the shift that gets to take place is within our lifestyle. It's going to be very uncomfortable for a lot of us, especially in the Western world, especially those of us that hold deep habitual patterns, right? Or rituals within our lives. And this doesn't mean that that needs to change in some way, but that means that we get to shift it into a more conscious, and not only just conscious, you can be conscious of it without being intentional. All right. So we want to really shift into a place of intentionality. And this is what's going to continue to bring forth balance. Is this intentionality? Is this education? Is this expansion of our knowledge, this expansion of our trust, our surrender to the divine? Right? It's so easy to go into like bursts of like knowledge and information and researching and then kind of bring ourselves back in, right? And this is beautiful, this is wonderful, this is something that I often do. But now it's time to anchor in a sense of devotion for the future. Anchor in, I guess you could call it ritual, but more so these patterns of you know allowing ourselves to enjoy the learning process, to go deeper into understanding what is occurring with our fellow kin, with our fellow relations on this planet, not only just in within humans, but also within the ecosystems in our area, the plants, the animals, all of these things. So this is the sense of balance, is being an intentional and opening in that place to anchor in deeper devotion in these patterns. And this is going to take a shift in lifestyle, right? And if our lifestyle is very similar to our parents or very similar to many of those around us, it can feel very difficult to shift this. But this is where we get to start to take those risks. And that's not really a word I love to use, but more so challenging ourselves, opening ourselves up to really see what could be there for us, doing something new, allowing ourselves to just try it out, right? What are you actually risking besides your ego being hurt? So, this is that sense of balance here. And another note on this energy was starting to notice escapism within yourself. And this can be a tricky thing because we can start to see, like, okay, maybe I need a break from social media or doing this. Maybe I need to go allow myself to rest and do these things. That could be really you listening to your intuition, listening to your body, and taking care of yourself. And some other ways is start to notice where we have built resistance that brings us into these places of escaping ourselves, escaping listening to ourselves, distracting ourselves, and going into other forms of artificial coping, if you will, right? Not saying that any of this is bad, because a lot of us may be growing up at this time with coping with artificial intelligence, coping with phones and the things that technology provides, right? Not necessarily what would be nature, while it is all created from nature. So it's just starting to notice where we are escaping ourselves in that place. And when we do start to notice that, when we do start to see that we're distracting ourselves or, moving away from something, not wanting to see something that is true, that is alive, that is here, that is in your perception, that is in your reality, take a pause. And this is the invitation that Spirit was giving as I was allowing it to come through, is just take a pause. Take a pause. This is a beautiful, deep time for us to expand in our gifts, right? We call this inner knowing, our inner sight, our gift, our ability to know, to feel, to sense. There's a deepening in this power within us, recognizing that it's only really what's really happening is just that the layers of dust are being dusted off, right? And we're allowing ourselves to anchor more deeply into trust with our divine knowing, with our inner sight, our intuition, that inner voice that's speaking with us. So, yeah, there's a lot of development in this area that can allow that pause to be even more influential and powerful for us in the moment, because then we can start to hear ourselves. We can start to practice what that means. We can start to move our bodies. We can start to find stillness, whatever it is for you, starting to really come home to this place. And this is where we can also, in this balance, in this umbrella of balance that I'm talking about, begin to understand the feminine within ourselves. Oftentimes we are pushed to constantly need to be doing in order to survive, right? We've been living so much in this wounded masculine and wounded feminine state that now there are a lot of stories and perceptions and realities out there that are, just saying that this is how women are, this is how men are, this is how the feminine is, this is how the masculine is, in all communities, all of them. So now, when we start to see all of this outward stories and everything, this is where, once again, noticing what you are subscribing to and taking the pause to begin to understand the feminine within yourself. Understanding the feminine within yourself. And I invite you to try to see this in a way that isn't just seeing, excuse the sound, isn't just seeing it in one way. There is such multidimensionalities in these energies, and there has been a sense of a split, right? But if we continue to subscribe to this split, the separation of the masculine and the feminine, not allowing this divine union within ourselves, this divine vitality, then we're always going to be working with them separately. So start to understand that energy within you without needing it to be, okay, I'm only working on this, only doing this. Like, no, this is a dance that is occurring with the feminine and the masculine here. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. few more messages. So, broadening your perspective. So, this month is a big invitation to start to broaden your perspective. Broadening your perspective to start to see a whole picture, to start to walk in others' shoes, to start to allow yourself to become more educated and start doing the deeper research, which I believe I've mentioned already. And this is going to really assist in the changes that are occurring and that will continue to occur within this month and the continuing months. This is the holiday season for a lot of us, and it can be very easy to get caught into perceptive patterns, ways of being, ways of seeing that we have been doing for so long. So, this is an invitation to educate yourself, allow yourself to start once again to pause and listen to your inner voice, start to develop that ability and that trust within yourself. And to just notice where we are resisting that change without it needing to change right away. Why and where are we resisting this change? And what was really beautiful when it came to this perception and this change and, making moves and shining your light and all of these other messages that were coming up, which is basically what it was, there's this energy of the South that was coming through. And I'm curious if anyone has any prior knowledge or stories or whatever it may be about the energies or the spirit of the South. Super, super curious. Also, hello everyone in the chat. So I'm curious what comes up when we think of the South. A lot of the times there's this saying that, oh, it might go south, as if it's a bad thing and, it's going down. And this is an opportunity for us to start to see and connect with the South in our own way. But the energies that were coming up as, the South was coming up was actually this solar energy, which is very interesting, right? There's this solar energy, there's this wildness, there's the deep harmony, this midday sun, there's this opening, this adventure that's coming through. This adventure, this expansion, this ability to start looking at your plans. If you've made plans and you've been a little uncertain, now's the time to really look at your plans. There's deep protection and purification energy coming from the South, these energies. So now we get to utilize that, recognizing that, okay, yes, I'm protected in this place. Can I trust that? Can I feel that? Is there something that I can do to experience that within myself? That trust and that safety, right? So allowing that factor to come in as you are tuning into what change is for you, your relationship with yourself, the inner feminine, your relationship with the world, this ability to actually be present, to take care of yourself and others around you. So this is an invitation to dive deep with this knowing and energy of protection, and that you get to rework and relook at things with deeper clarity. This month, it seems there is deeper clarity here for you. And all of the messages that I've been sharing before this is going to assist in actually being able to witness that and experience that in your own reality. So remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Let's see. 2 more messages. I wrote down offer spaces of rest and continue being intentional in creation. Offer spaces of rest and continue being intentional in your creation. This is going to assist so deeply in more clarity as we do this. It really provides so much clarity, so much more sunlight, so much more shine, so much more empowerment. There's deep empowerment with this protection energy that's coming through, deep encouragement more so than anything from the divine. They're like, all right, yes, you got it. You're expanding, continue learning, continue doing it. And yeah, just deep, 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 deep encouragement. And I pray that you can start to feel that and sense that within all that is around. It's been really interesting because for me, in the past couple months, I'd been in like a really more down place, right? I was crying a lot. I was moving through so many different things. I felt just turmoil within myself and seeing its deep reflection in the world, in the earth, and within my own being and my own past. So I was seeing that arise and come up, and I decided that like I want to experience more inspiration. I want to return to that space of feeling inspired and excited to actually learn and do something and take action in creation and not necessarily feel like I'm just barely making it. Right? That energy of like I'm barely there. I'm barely here and able to show up. So I had decided that. I wrote down like a list of affirmations. I meditated, I cried, I moved my body, released somatically, and rested. Gave it space, gave it time, recognized in the moments that I thought I needed to be doing something that's like, no, you don't. But you know, when you want to, you're going to do it. And not putting myself down for that. That's a lot of energy that we're putting on putting ourselves down. Where's that focus, that intentionality of our energy? So I started to shift where that energy was going. And in the past week, like a whole new person. Whole new person. So much more vitality, so much more excitement. I have a list of things that I'm super excited to go deeper into learning and devoting every single day. And even if it's not every single day, at least allowing myself to recognize, where I'm at and to really allow the development of these more sensitive abilities. So a lot of encouragement there that is available. What you're seeking is available for you. And it's time to not think that it's going to be completely outside of you. It's time to start to be more intentional with how you are creating. There's this idea that we create our reality. There is a co-creation of reality here. There is this intricate web and weaving of all of our stories, all of our songs. So we get to realize that and recognize what we want to add to that story, add to that song in each moment. And this is that intentionality within this creation of our perception and our reality. So this is an invitation to take a step toward freedom. This is what the knowledge and the education and the deep dives, the tuning into yourself, allowing these spaces to be in devotion, to be in balance, to pause, to rest, to start to notice what we are feeding. This has been a deep message, I feel like, for the past few months. But this month we have this sense of clarity coming through. And it's up to you to allow the space to see that. And you can play with that by looking at plans, looking at assessments and people in your life, just in your own space and time, and seeing like, all right, where do I want to be here? Let's double check this. Like, is this in integrity with myself, with my being, with what I am choosing in my reality, what I am choosing for the future? So this can also be, which can be interesting for those of us moving into winter. We have the winter solstice this month, but to actually tune into the sun energy. So if you are able to receive the sun at any point during this month, receive, all right? Allow the sun to penetrate through your heart. All right, we are going to skip ads here for all y'all because we are talking. But yes, if you are able to, and perhaps you are in the other part of the world and there is summer coming through, right? Allow ourselves to receive the medicine from the sun at this time. Allow it to cleanse with you. Allow it to assist you in this process, in this season that you are moving through. So those are all of the messages for December 2023. A lot more messages rather than overall energies was coming through, and it was definitely heftier than it's been in a long time. So if there's anything that you'd like clarification on, please let me know in the chat. And if this served you in any way, please do press that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed already and you've already listened to the whole thing. I'm going to be doing these every month still. And comment down below or type in the chat what resonated with you, what came up. Do you have anything that you'd like to share? Any messages, anything that you've noticed was very interesting or resonant? Please do type it on in. But yeah, I'm going to move into the chat for a bit, sip on some water, take some deep breaths, and then we are going to tune into our personal live reading. So if you are here live, then you have an opportunity to receive a live reading, and this is going to be an oracle card pull and a bit of light language, whatever messages kind of come through in that way. Okay, and I will let you know what number to put in the chat when it's time to do that. But for now, we're just gonna hang out here in the chat and see how we're doing with everything that came up. I know for me, I tend to need to watch these over again because while I have all the notes and everything, a lot more comes through. And when I'm channeling, it's not always going to be fully embodied and integrated within myself right away. And there's some things, like I say, I'll share stories and things like that. But it's helpful to watch it over and just like check in, like, okay, what does Aria need? But yeah, it's been a while. Hi, Red Mars. How are you? Let's see. I've been experiencing some chaos and changes, taking more baths than usual. I feel the changes. More baths, yeah. I have been too, and I'm not a huge bath person, but I've been a bath person. I've been doing like more foot soaks too, and just like spiritual baths and things like that, like energetically. So I'm feeling ya for sure. And our transmission for the soul resonance call for last week, this is the 7th transmission, was such a deep clearing. I think that was one of the things that really assisted me in shifting my energy and just like moving things around and allowing the noise to leave and allowing us to come home to that center point, that center channel, that connection. So Raymond, hi. The synchrony I've been experiencing has been so special to me lately. Beautiful. Hi, Cosmic Wisdom. How are you? Let's see. Peter, hello. I would not understand what you're talking about if I did not pay attention to the feminine side of nature. So I'm glad that I did. Yeah. And I'm like trying to think. For those that have not connected with their feminine side, because you make a really good point, Peter. I always suggest looking into how you connect with feminine beings. Feminine beings aren't always going to be women either. It's whoever has more of that feminine spirit. And a lot of the time, the women in our lives, our mothers or caregivers, were that first representation of the feminine for us. Because a lot of the times we weren't birthed completely on the ground, on the actual soil. Some of us may be in water, but a lot of the times we were in sterile places or wherever it would be, even unsterile places, but normally inside. So, and as babies, we're not often taken outside to be with the earth because we're seen as these very sensitive, like, don't let them touch anything. They could catch everything, which perhaps is true. However, the earth is such a beautiful representation of this divine union of the masculine and the feminine. And a lot of people associate Mother Nature as a feminine being, the spirit of the earth as a feminine being, calling her she and things like this. And I find myself doing this often because I've been able to reorient my connection with the feminine through connecting with Mother Earth and the elements. And you can do the same with Father Sun or Father Earth. So this is where we just get to look at, for those of us that are still tuning into what that feminine nature is, really looking at what has been and what feels aligned to you now. Thank you for bringing that up, Peter. I'm an army brat and I want to move back down south with my father and his side of the family. Amazing. Yeah, tune into that for sure. It's beautiful. Yeah, those last months were heavy. Yep, definitely. Definitely heavy. And I feel like the heaviness is still there, but now we're able to have an opportunity to not be caught up in the noise of everything. So that's cool. Something about the South. I know what you mean. There's something about the Southern drawl that has been touching me lately. Yeah, that's wonderful. I love that connection. Thank you for sharing that. So beautiful. Those last months have been like swimming in dark waters. 100% agree with that in my experience. And I felt the energy refuel since the beginning of December. But those newest energies are conflicted with the shadows from last month's. Yeah, that just really offers us more space to check in. More space to check in and recognize, like, okay, where now then am I taking these spaces to myself, these inner healing and all of these things, and where can I now take more action? Take more action. And I find that's been super helpful for my inner child, is actually taking action and showing those parts of myself, those shattered parts of myself, like, hey, this is also a great way of doing things. Just to let you know, like, we can talk about it and everything, but also this is what's happening. This is what we're choosing. I'm here for all the emotions that are coming up. Just saying. But yeah, I can definitely relate to that for sure. And it's beautiful to have that what's the word? Realization and awareness, because then you're not just in a place of like, oh, I have new energy, I'm just going to forget about it. So beautiful. Congratulations on that awareness. So I will show you the decks that I have right now. I'm actually in a process of switching or getting some new decks, starting to work with different decks and doing a bit more research into them, because when I started doing oracle card readings and things, I would be gifted like oracle card decks and things like that. And now I'm really excited to kind of pick them for myself. and start to work with some different ones. So these are ones that I'm going to be retiring in the new year eventually, but ones that I absolutely love so much. And I highly, highly suggest. Just because I'm retiring them in my work does not mean I don't suggest them. I've just been working with them for a long time. This one here is called the Language of Light. Can't remember the name of the creator, but they are beautiful. One of my favorites. And then, of course, I have an Isis deck. Also one of my favorites. Going to be retiring these. And then today we're going to be using a couple decks for the personal readings that you'll see. But we are going to put 1212 in the chat if you'd like a personal reading. 1212 in the chat if you'd like a live personal reading right now. and water. And the two decks that I have that we're going to be pulling from, the Elemental Oracle, one of the newer ones that I have. I will not be retiring this one. Still learning a lot from these. Hello. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Cosmic Conversations. Hi, Angela. Yeah, this is going to be one of them. And these cards. I love this because it's very educational with the elements and about the elements and stories about them and things like that. It says alchemy, science, and magic, and that's everything that it describes with each card, along with the message and beautiful visuals. And then this other deck that we're going to be working with today is called the Native Spirit. Denise Lynn, Native Spirit. And it's lovely. My partner gave me both of these. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And it just shows me how much I love learning in this way throughout maybe a year or two. And then I'm like, all right, it's all done. Hi, Alice. Okay. Here we go. Let's do this. Got everything in order. So I'm going to go in the order that I see you on my chat. It could be different from yours because of internet and things like that. So just keep that in mind that I'm not skipping you. I am just following the order in which I see you. All right, so I'm going to choose a deck for you, Cosmic Wisdom. You are first. So if you just want to take a few deep breaths, if you do have an intention, this goes for everyone. When I say a name, take a few deep breaths, set your intention if you have one, or just open up to receive, what messages are here for you in this month. All right, and we are going to do this for you, Cosmic Wisdom. Put these over here. Okay. First card that came out is Elder. Wow, look at that. It's so pretty. And Grandfather Sky. Atiarakia satu uamaki arakia satianakiam. Arahi satiataku uasatian. Amohu arakasia talahian. Arashia lakiam mosu uarapua shariana. Arahia lakiam natua papi arakia satiama. Right after that, the wind picked up gently. So, Grandfather Sky. There are many energies that you could connect to, especially within this. We have the wind, the clouds, the colors, the sun, the moon, the stars. And this is really coming through as divine encouragement, once again, empowerment, support, wisdom coming through, especially with the elder. And it's interesting seeing the haze here. There's deep wisdom here coming through. And it doesn't mean that we have to go searching for it. No need to do that, but to recognize that it is there. Perhaps allow yourself more of a connection to your ancestors. Big ancestor energy coming through here. So I'm just going to look at these real quick. But for Elder, Some meanings here: confidence, entering your power, standing strong. You are a leader, stepping into the light. Let your truth be heard and felt by others. Make a stand in life. You carry deep inner wisdom. You are a teacher, a leader in the deepest sense of the words. You are a beacon for others. A deep speaking of truth. And for grandfather sky, where you at? This is your time to reach for the sky. Expansive energy, vitality, health, healing, passion. These qualities are expanding in your life. The sky's the limit. You are a healer and a channel for the life force of the universe. Your ability to sense energy fields is increasing dramatically. Be prepared to soar to new heights. Wow. Okay, so cosmic wisdom, a lot of what was coming through, especially within this reading, of that expansion with your inner gifts and your inner wisdom and your truth, deeply coming through for you personally here, which is beautiful and wonderful. So cosmic wisdom, let me know how that resonates in the chat if you'd like. And yeah, it's your reading. Really beautiful. There is something I want to share that I did not share in the reading. A phrase that came through that your reading reminded me of. But it says, may your earth heart connect to the soul of your universe. I thought that was really beautiful. All right, Raymond, you are next. We've got this deck for you. Once again, a few deep breaths, intentions if you'd like. Alrighties. Wow. I wonder if you've gotten this card before, Raymond. Passion, the soul. You've probably seen it. Gia satomu ura katia lakyam. Asia the huishapuara hielakianatia. Nati. This is really returning to a sense of passion, a sense of truth within yourself. Allowing yourself to be this consistent flowing energy. It's just really beautiful to see, like, these like everything that's happening here. We see the waterfall, we see so much here in nature, and this is really that opening to allow things to flow. So there's a deep flow coming through with whatever your intention may have been. This is really what is the nature of your soul and the passion within you. So for 14, it says here, hi, Bo. What is the spark that lights you up? The divine lives within you. Consider your motivations carefully. Know where your resistance lies. We all have more than one purpose in life, and having a passion makes us feel more alive. This is that fire element, which, once again, really, really beautiful to see that there's some energies coming through from, and messages coming through from that general reading. Let me get the dogs their ball. But yeah, that is your reading, Raymond. Let me know if that aligns. I got you, Bo. It's all good. All right. Who is next? Let's see. Red Mars. We are going to do the same deck for you. Once again, deep breaths, intentions. If you have not already liked the video, please do. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Ooh. All right. Red Mars. Oop, there we go. Number 19. Really felt called to share that number here. Growth, plants. We see another beautiful, I think it's a deer. It doesn't look entirely like a deer, but this beautiful animal, this spirit. Mikia sana u sakayela kianachia. Bashua shakia shakora kiala kian. Eshira kumbua. Arhiela kanasia toa. Nahia satana. Shaku. Shaku. I'm going to look at the message for you for this one. Because what's coming through is that it's very clear. It's very, very clear. But I'm going to read it anyway. Magic is in everyday things. You can make something from nothing. Blossom. It's time. From small things, big things might grow. Begin it. Begin it, begin it, begin it. This is the element of earth really coming through as we can see the growth in the plants that is occurring here. And this growth can be on many different levels. So recognizing that, allowing yourself to tend to yourself as you would a child or your plants or whatever it is that you really feel connected to, that you're consistently offering love to, or perhaps there isn't necessarily that thing, but this is the time to start to offer yourself that hydration and that love and that attention and that care and that space for this continued growth. So this is your reading, Red Mars. Let me know how you feel and how it resonates. Happy solar return, cosmic wisdom. This is my dance, the celebration of your life. Yay. Thanks for being here. I feel so honored. Yeah. Hi, Thais. So good to see you. All right. Cosmic Conversations. Let's go. We're going to do the Native Spirit deck for you. Let's see. Oh, here we are. You want to grab the card, Kaya? Thank you very much. I'm here. I don't know what y'all saw, but I'm here. And wow. Medicine woman, medicine man. Miki shamoata. Nasiera kia nasieta. Nasiera kia satayama. What I'm really hearing is gaining a deeper trust within your own abilities. Gaining a deeper trust within your own abilities. This is a beautiful time to start to anchor into that. Let's see what the book has. The medicine woman, medicine man. Profound inner and outer healing is occurring. You're a natural healer. You're on the mend, and or a situation is being resolved. Have faith that it's happening. You are a sacred healer. You are a medicine woman / man of the soul. Nature is one of our greatest healers, so spend time with the trees, soak up the rays of the sun, and dance in the rain. Everything in nature has the intrinsic ability to restore itself. Everything in nature has the intrinsic ability to restore itself. You're a part of the natural world, so you also have this innate ability. Often healing needs to occur on the inner planes before it can manifest on the outside. To assist this process, focus on what's great and let go of what isn't working. Hold a vision of the solution that you desire. Be patient and trust that recovery is occurring in its own time and way. And that is your reading. Cosmic Conversations. All right, we are going to do one more. And If you have not received a reading and you would really like to, and you would like to also drop into a little practice right after this, you can join our Soul Circle, which is right after this. It's going to be in about like 5 minutes or so. But this is where we will be doing more of these readings and more practices. I just put the link in the chat if you're interested in joining. But yeah, just thank y'all for being here. Let's have our final reading here. Cindy, we're also going to pull from this deck. That's what's calling. That's what's coming through. So take those deep breaths, intentions. Ooh. Okay. Eagle medicine. Really working with the wind. A lot of the time when we think of these winged ones, our winged family, we think of gaining a higher perspective. And we can also think of the way that you work with the wind. The wisdom that lies in really flowing with the natural forces around you. Allowing, once again, that energy to flow. Mbasatua kapayasam. Shira kianatu usha papayanaka. Nakana ua sa papira kia tatua maia satish. Satia papu ura kasiama puara kiana tia. Nati sati saku ua shatira kamua. Mbua sati ira kia sanapua shishishu. Let's see what they have written here. Profound connection to the Creator in the heavenly realms. As the eagle soars high above the earth, it has the ability to see things from a higher perspective. Courage and stamina are filling your life. You have the ferocity to right injustice and wrongs done to you or to others. So you can right wrongs. You have that energy. This is the time to face fear and overcome it. Go on an inner journey and imagine that you're an eagle. Feel the power of your wings, the clarity of your eyesight, and the power of your talons. As you do this, be aware of the energy of the majestic eagle filling you. Profound connections here, inviting you to start to play with what that is. So I'm curious what comes up for you in receiving this message, this card. But thank you so much, Cindy. All right, everybody. I'm going to head to the chat and then we're going to close this space. Once again, if you have not liked the video, please do like the video. It really helps others be able to see these messages that are feeling called to it. And yeah, just really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see, Red Mars, you said, thank you very much. It feels like spring energies, like a divine masculine message, but also with the divine feminine energies. It felt like a message encouraged me to watering and taking care of the dry soil of my soul. That's so wonderfully put. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you all so much for receiving and for being here. It's always such an honor. Yeah, once again, happy solar return to Cosmic Wisdom and all of the other beautiful beings that have birthdays in this month. Hello, sun. We are going to head over to our soul circle in just a couple minutes. So I'll just offer some time for those of you that want to join. It's only $5.99. And then last reminder, if you'd like to support my children's book, The Elements of Mindfulness, you can do so on this Kickstarter right here that I'm going to put in the chat. It's also going to be in the description box below. But basically, we're hoping to reach our goal so that we can offer exclusive printed books and sweet add-ons and posters and things like that, and also be able to print so much more for children and schools and families and things like that. So Yeah, oh my gosh, Raymond, it's been 13 months, no way. Alright. Yes, so definitely head over there, and, it's until the 10th that this campaign's going on. No matter what, the books are going to be printed, whether we make our goal or not. However, we're hoping to make our goal. But yeah, I love y'all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all that is, and I will see y'all in a video in a couple weeks, and I'll see you live next month. Oops. Bye.